Good afternoon, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro, and welcome to the start of a brand new week. And we're tracking some pretty significant changes. I want to start you off, though, on radar because I am tracking a lone shower that's making its way from Alameda towards Missouri City along Beltway 8. It has one lone lightning strike, and that's about it. But I will say that a couple of these sneaky showers are going to have a little bit of juice, so just watch for that. We're seeing another one from Jacinto City towards East Houston. This one does not have lightning, but it does have some pretty heavy rain. So that's for Oates Prairie. Inside the loop, though, pretty quiet. You'll notice downtown is in the clear. We're starting to see some of these rain bands push into Westwood Park, though, and this particular cell is moving to the north and east, so I think pretty soon Bel Air gets some rain. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of these showers work closer towards downtown as well. And then a couple more showers a little further west. So for a west sider, Sealy towards Brookshire, you'll notice you'll start to see those clouds thicken. Don't be surprised if you get the tail end of this cluster of storms bringing you a couple of downpours, and then very light shower activity north towards Navasota and eventually towards Anderson. That particular cell is starting to die down. But you'll notice these two have got some intensity. So these are the downpours that could give you that quick 1 inch in a short amount of time. And for that reason, we're going to keep an eye on those. These are the tropical rain bands that tend to have a lot of energy as they come down in your particular neck of the woods. So I will do a sample of what the rainfall rate is there just to get an understanding of what kind of drops we're looking at. And with a rainfall rate of about 3.5 inches per hour, these are the super soakers that I'm talking about. So this particular cell, it is moving, so I don't suspect that it's going to give you too many problems. But yeah, if you're driving along Beltway 8, this is the type of rain shower that gets your windshield wipers working overdrive, and it'll really reduce your visibility. So let's get that one moving out of here so we don't have to deal with any ponding or high water spots like we did last Thursday. That was a bit of a mess, wasn't that? Right now, looking towards the Gulf Freeway, a shot of downtown. Traffic is moving nice and smoothly. You'll notice, though, the skyline looks a little bit hazy. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We're also pretty hot, 93 degrees right now at Bush. That's a 10-degree jump from yesterday. If you remember, yesterday, right around this time frame, we had some downpours, and so that helped cool off our atmosphere. Without as much of a rain chance today, temperatures are definitely going to be noticeably more toasty. 93 with the humidity feels like 102. So that is a hot start to your week. Now let's look across Southeast Texas. So here's a shot from the Galleria. This is our rooftop camera. So this is Westheimer and Chimney Rock. We're just seeing some clouds building in. No rain just yet. Hobby Airport, same thing. But what I do notice is that the sky doesn't look as blue as it typically does. So that's the Saharan dust kind of muddling the skyline, making it look a little bit more milky, a little bit more gray, which is what we're seeing in Galveston as well. Temperature there, 90 degrees. You don't even want to know how hot it feels, though, with the humidity. I am going to show you here, but you got to stick around for that. Saharan dust. So it's over us right now. In fact, I think today and tomorrow it's the thickest. So we have the highest concentration of Saharan dust to start off our work week, which is why the rain chances are going down. So if you've been wanting to get outside, get your run in, get your walk in, run the errands, or just get home without having to battle these downpours and the slow down that they cause, this is a good week for you. We're not going to see very much rain beyond today. Now, the trade-off with that is the Saharan dust, when it sits over us for a prolonged period of time, it does eventually start to seep down into the ground. And that does cause a little bit of irritation, especially if you have asthma or respiratory issues. So right now, air quality being in the yellow, it's moderate. That's not bad at all. In fact, that's actually pretty typical for summertime. When we have the sun and pretty static air, air quality tends to be moderate. It's not bad, it's not great. But if we do start to see that meter go up to the sensitive groups category, then I will, warn you about it so that you're not spending too much time outside. And if you are spending time outside, that you're not doing too much strenuous activity, that would require you to huff and puff a lot more and potentially lead to more issues because of the dust, along with the ground level ozone that's in place. Okay, I told you I was going to give you a little inside scoop as to how hot it feels with the humidity. Galveston is the most shocking one of these, so pay attention. 90 degrees feels like 106, and it's just lunchtime. We are still heating up. In fact, I think we're going to wind up 3 or 4 degrees hotter than these temperatures for daytime highs. So it is a toasty start to the week for sure. 90 degrees in Sugar Land feels like 101, and Hobby 89 feels like 99. So you can pretty much about add 10 degrees to the air temperature for what it actually feels like on your skin when you factor in the humidity. Your hour-by-hour forecast looks like this. So the high temperature makes it up to 96 degrees. That's going to be right at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm tracking the potential of a couple storms between now and about 3. If you do get that isolated downpour, you will see a slight drop in temperatures briefly. That's rain-cooled air. So that is the one great thing about seeing the showers, along with, of course, helping out our lawns and the drought, is that it does cool off the atmosphere. Rain, as it comes down, evaporates, and evaporation is a cooling process. So that's why we do see those temperatures trickling down, at least briefly. So that's, the trade-off. You want to get outside and enjoy the sunshine, but you also don't want it to be so hot. Today is the 30% chance for storms, and then notice I removed the rain chances for your Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll go from 96 today, match that again on Tuesday, but then we crank up the heat on Wednesday. That's a high of 98 for you. Look at future tracks. So right now we're starting to see those showers bubbling in. I think they are concentrated in the loop in the Beltway by about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then they start lifting north and east along 59, 69, Cleveland to Livingston. I think that's where the last of the shower activity will be. And then Tuesday, maybe 1 or 2 lone rogue showers, not enough for me to put it in the 7-day forecast. I'd call that about a 10%. Same thing for Wednesday, and so because of that, we're going to be mostly dry and mostly hot. Now, one thing about today's rain chance, I think most of us will see very manageable totals, but I showed you that rainfall rate. There are some of these thunderstorms that have a lot of juice, and even just an hour of rain could lead to some issues. So keep radar top of mind today. Have your phone handy. If we do see any trouble spots on the roads, we'll be sure to alert you. But here's a snapshot of the rain potential. So today is definitely a day that will track showers, but for the rest of the week, pretty much nothing. High pressure does that. First of all, it brings us dry, sinking air, so that suppresses the possibility of, moisture building, clouds, and rainfall coming down. High pressure, of course, also cranks up temperatures. Speaking of, we're almost done with the month of June, and out of the 29 days so far, 22 have been above average in the red. Those days that are in green are seasonal, so that's where we should be for this time of year. And we had a couple below average days, 5 of them, and those were the days where it rained and we got the rain-cooled air. Now, looking ahead to the month of July, at least through the first part of it, we're going to be above normal here in Houston all the way up to the Great Lakes and the Northeast. So that's where the heat dome is going to sit, and you can see that from the next 10 days. We continue to climb up at least through Saturday. We could potentially get to that first triple-digit day, and Friday is, of course, a day we're all watching. It's the 4th. I think lots of pool days are in order here. 98 degrees is going to be your air temperature. And then with the humidity, it's going to feel about 10 degrees hotter, like we talked about. So 108 is going to be that heat index. About a 10% chance for a spotty shower. But I think you don't have anything to worry about as far as enjoying the fireworks show. Now, if you're traveling for the 4th, let's check the tropics. This is remnants of Barry in Mexico. That's not going to be an issue if you're traveling later on this week. Now, if you're traveling to Florida for the 4th, there is this area that the National Hurricane Center is going to be tracking, about a 20% chance for development. There's going to be this trough that exits off of the southeastern continental U.S. and it could start to spin. So that would be sometime this weekend. And if we do get some formation there, the next name on the list would be Chantal. All right, let's break down the 7-day forecast one more time. So a 30% chance for storms today, a couple of heavier downpours out there too. Dry Tuesday, Wednesday, heating up into your Thursday and Friday upper 90s. And then Saturday looks to be the first triple-digit day. We'll see the return of a few more showers by the end of the weekend, and that will knock down temperatures a few degrees.